So yeah, little koi. It's kind, man. Full of seeds. You just eat them. Good stuff. Passion fruit. Yeah, anyway, when I was young, I came up with this philosophy that I called pass all tests. And it was actually a philosophy of about how to be a disagreeable child, how to argue with adults. I've always been opinionated and wanted to disagree with adults. And it was really about a way to do that. So the idea, so for example, works like this. Now, for example, let's say some adult in your life is telling you, chew with your mouth closed, chew with your, that's not one I got harangued about, but chew with your mouth closed. And you're arguing. You're like a kid like me, so you're arguing. You're like, well, why should we? And isn't that just a social norm? And does it really matter? Is there a actual hygienic problem? And and you're arguing with the parents, and they don't like it. But see, they're not testing you at that point. When they're testing you is later, like you go to grandma's house or out to a restaurant. And see, in that environment, they're not saying a damn thing to you. They're just watching, you know, and they're watching to see because they don't want to say anything. They don't want to be haranguing you. They don't want to draw attention to it. They'd rather you chew with your mouth open and they'll be fuming inside, but they won't say anything because they don't want to draw attention to it themselves. And then if you chew with your mouth closed in that situation, you've passed the test. Then the next time you're at home and you're arguing with them about it, they'll take that. Even very strict people will take the argument then, and you preserve your right to discuss the fundamentals of all these rules and everything. Now, before I was even done being a child, I found the problem with that is that people manipulate through tests. And they want you to jump through these hoops. And some people make tests that are very well designed to make you jump through the hoop. And they do close off these avenues of free speech that the philosophy was meant to keep. And so as part of maturing, I think I had to assert my right to be tested only by nature. And that, to be able to ignore the tests of other human beings. And for a while, what you're prone to if you have this pass all test philosophy, once you realize that, is to intentionally fail tests. And I tried that a couple of times, but I found that that's just being subject to reverse psychology. So really you need to assert your maturity as the right to ignore those tests of other people. But of nature, I still respect the tests of nature. And if we were talking just about a natural philosophy, I would still say to pass all the tests.